Hello Internet, and welcome to today's stream. Today is Friday, March 23rd, 2018, and today I'm going to be playing some, well, actually the last episode of Orwell, Ignorance is Strength. So again, this is the third episode, and yeah, it's going to be some sort of final exciting conclusion, I hope. Honestly, I don't remember what we did in the last two episodes, so hopefully it'll give me a refresher. But yeah, apologies for not playing this yesterday. As I said, there was a power outage yesterday, and yeah, it was an interesting power outage. I might have a story or two to tell about that. But let's go. I'm just gonna go straight into the game, and let's go play. Log in here. Thank you for ensuring the safety of the nation's people. You're welcome. Okay, so in this episode, I do expect that we'll get there's a new tool in the Orwell system. It's called the Influencer, and that is well, it's supposed to be in this sequel. Apparently, it's supposed to be used to influence people. Well, or you know, like influence them with perhaps misinformation. So. Yeah, I'll probably tell the power outage story sometime in between. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm going to tell it now. Basically, it's not really much, but the power outage, basically the guys outside were, the hydro company was replacing an old power pole, and they needed apparently they needed the whole day to do it. It's a pretty significant operation. So the outage was like from 8:30 in the morning to about 5:30 in the evening. The power did come back on about 3. I decided to go outside and go do some errands while that time. But so the power did go out. I took a shower and did all my things and cooking and all that before that happened. So I still had hot water and all that. So the power did just go right out at 8:30 in the morning, right on time, which is kind of surprising. Usually this sort of work, there's usually a delay or something like that. And I was thinking, like, before the outage happened, I was thinking the elevator. We have one elevator in the apartment building, and considering a lot of the people in this building tend to be very shut-ins, even like me, but there are also a lot of seniors too who actually physically can't go outside. The apartment building managers only posted a notice about this outage on like the doors, like the main front doors or the elevators, so for someone who may have not even left their apartment, they may have not even noticed that this outage was going to happen. And I was thinking also the elevator that we have, someone could probably get stuck in there if they weren't aware of the outage, and then you know the outage just happened, and well, it literally did happen. So as I was leaving, actually before I left the apartment to go do my errands, a fire truck came by. It was actually, it sort of snuck up in front of the house, or in front of the apartment, and then as I was making my way out, yeah, no, somebody got stuck in the elevator, like somewhere in between floors even. So they were like, the firefighters on both floors, they're like, I was taking the stairs down, they're like trying to figure out how to do that. So it's kind of unfortunate that happened. I think possibly the management could have maybe made this maybe even just mailed this announcement to each suite, because I do know that there are quite a few tenants in my building that they're homebound. They sometimes don't leave their apartments for days, maybe even weeks, maybe even up to a week. So yeah, I think they eventually got him out. I didn't see them do the full rescue or complete the rescue, but I'm assuming that person's okay. But yep. Okay, anyway, let's go back into the game here. Right, so Oh yes, so in the last episode we were actually checking out the relatives of Rabin Vart, our antagonist, you could say. At Rabin, the two people we were looking at are Ilya, his brother, and also his wife, Karen Levine Vart, whom comes from the nation, and when Rabin married her when he came from Pargus to be a refugee. So now, because I was actually trying to go for a situation such that we weren't going to arrest either of them, but I kind of misunderstood the situation. So what happened was we ended up Ilya Vart got arrested. Yeah, you can see he has been arrested by an intervention team down here, and also up here. We cleared Karen because Karen is pretty much a social worker. I didn't see any reason to. I even forgot to upload a picture of her, so that's even better. She was actually running a sort of unofficial counseling website or counseling business on the side, and possibly as a nation we could have maybe just pinned her on that, but I decided that's not really a bad thing. Whereas for Ilya, there was apparently some supplies stolen from where he works, Watergate Pharmaceutical, which is actually a throwback to the first game, where one of our suspects actually was an executive there. And we either had to decide, because he took a day off, so we either had to decide that he was at the pharmaceutical, which was a lie, or he was actually playing nookie and going on a date with someone, which is bad. But I chose the wrong choice there. So yeah. So unfortunately, because I said that he wasn't going on a date, he was at the pharmaceutical, the nation assumed, okay, he's there. That means he must have had something to do with the supplies going missing, which we know is not true. So anyway, that's my summary of what happened. Let's see what the next day holds. You're back again, just in time. We have need of you. You managed to prevent Rabin Vart's provocation for forever being published. A good effort, and one that bought us some time. So, if we had not arrested either Karen or Ilya, then Rabin was about to publish a pretty damning report about the government. This sort of prevents it because, for whatever reason, Rabin, because we've arrested one of his relatives, he's decided, okay, I need to be careful of this. In order to take advantage of the situation, Prime Minister Blaine has shifted his schedule to fly out to Triflif and meet Cassart to calm down the situation permanently. Okay, so just a reminder, Triflif is the capital of Pargus, and Cassart is the president of Pargus. And Blaine, of course, is the president of our nation, the nation. They never really give a name for ourselves, we're just called the nation. Rabin Vart might have taken a severe blow, but he is far from giving up. Instead, he fired shots. Oh, uh-oh. See for yourself. Yeah, what happened? Like actual real shots or something else? Something more. Investigators avert catastrophe at Circle Mall. Okay, that's good. Oh, I remember him. Endangered by lawsuit against director. I don't know what that is. Administration log on the People's Voice. What happened here? Oh. Removed contributor status from Ilya, Daniel, and Shan. Retrieve. Okay, that's not good. That might be useful information. Again, I'm in the habit of trying to look at the information. I'll look at all the possible information first, and then uploading the ones that I think are important. Okay, there's nothing else there. Am I missing something? What's this? Home page. Oh. Okay. I am not afraid of you. I'm not, and I will not go away. Oh, I think he. Yeah, we played this at the end of yesterday, but there's a new article here. Whoops. Oh, how do I go back on this thing? War is inevitable. They are out to discredit me and bring down what the people's voice stands for. But we are stronger. I may have lost this battle, but the war is not over. We will fight back against the traitors Cassart and Blaine, who own this manipulative government apparatus, designed to keep us under control. The government of the nation have dragged my family into this conflict, and I will not let them get away with this. I'm still here, and so is the people's voice, and we are loud. We have a strong group of supporters who are loyal and will help us get back on track. Know thyself, know thy enemy. We will fight back with a completely new people's voice, resonating a kind of strength with never before seen. I can't do this accent. I hereby declare war on the government of the nation, who are trying to enslave their own people by manipulating the media. Down with the government, down with Cassart and Blaine. A state of war. That's a bit too literal. I kind of wonder what happened. I really kind of wonder what would happen if I played this through again and didn't arrest anybody. What kind of response Reban would have. Or I wonder if even the game would continue at that point. This music is creepy. Okay, looks like there's some new stuff on the Insider. Let's take a look here. Okay, there's Karen's browser history. What have you been looking at, Reban? I look in your history. The Demjin Cassart's. Oh wait, no, that's from yesterday. Never mind. I don't think there's anything new on here. Karen's phone is still on. Okay, I guess I have to upload one of these. Let's do this one. This seems interesting to me. Oh, wrong profile. Click that. Oh, hey, Kalimo Games. Nice for you to come by again. Could it that be our actions caused a bit of trouble among the ranks of the people's voice? Good. Okay. Wait, that's new. Discussion, I am not afraid of you. Oh, I see. This is okay, so it allowed us to look at this. Daniel. Rabin, things are getting out of hand with the people's voice. All of these personal insults against you flying around on Blabber, and your spiteful articles. We're long past the point of no return. We're no longer a group of journalists with thoughtful and considered rhetoric. Instead, the site has become a mouthpiece. There's a typo there. Become a mouthpiece for an egocentric maniac who declares war against governments. I will not put up with this anymore. Again, grammatical. I quit. You are such a coward. You always have been. Now that we have finally see our influence growing, that our voice is being heard, that change is in the air, you just run off and quit. I should have known that when you signed on, that you weren't built to stand this heat. Just another bag of air. What? Just another bag of air that chickens out. That was a bag of chickens. Whenever things start things start to get really interesting. And Shannon replies, seriously, Raban? Insulting our staff? What kind of leader are you? What kind of journalist are you? You have long stopped uncovering the so-called truth. You have turned into a liar and puppeteer yourself. Wow, that's harsh. You are no better than Cassart or Blaine or the others that you keep criticizing. Count me out. I'm done. So basically, look, both of them looks like they just quit. And they've parted ways. And then Robin just says, blah, 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 blah. I take away your contributor status. You're not part of this anymore. Okay. The only thing I can upload is essentially this then, so I guess I will. I think it's a bit too literal, but whatever. War? Can you believe it? Who does this prick think he is? Agent, this has to end today. Vart will no longer undermine the peace in neither Pargis nor the nation. If it's war he wants, we can accommodate him. We have our own arsenal, the likes of which Vart doesn't dare to dream about. When Orwell was created, the office requested a number of additional features beyond the day-to-day task of investigators. Oh, here we go. Some top-level government members objected. They had the obnoxious idea to integrate an ethical codex into Orwell, limiting its capabilities. Remember when we played the first game, there was definitely an ethical codex that we had to try to abide by. But it looks like we're going to go around it now. We're going to circumvent it. Naturally, this would not do for us. We are the nation's wardens, and we won't be restricted by some arbitrary set of rules. Oh, that's full of yourself, aren't you, Abelford? So we have found a way, as we always do, to develop a branch of the Orwell project, the very piece of software you're using right now. Time to make use of its full potential. Okay. So there's the influencer. Pine says, oh man, this reminds me of the recent events in Slovakia where they killed a journalist for investigating the government's ties to the mafia. Oh dear. Yeah. Yeah. When this sort of stuff happens, it's just it's frustrating is not the word to describe it. It's just infuriating. It's just what the fuck? Like, behold the influencer, the centerpiece of our very own version of Orwell. Not even the government has a clue this thing exists. Oh dear. It can spread a story through social media channels efficiently and thoroughly. And I am putting you in charge of it. Does that mean... I was getting hints from the last two episodes that there looked to be some sort of government social media manipulation. I'm guessing maybe either Ampliford or some other person was using this influencer. Because I did see some stuff popping up on Blabber earlier in the game. First, we need the thesis, a key statement which Rabin made in his latest article. Okay, well, what do I do with this? Do I click this? How to use any tutorial. Do I click anything? Do I have to upload things to it, or what? I'm confused. Okay. Okay, there's nothing that looks like I have to click there. The government of the nation have dragged my family into this conflict. Has accused the government of dragging his family into the conflict. That is true. I don't know. Okay, well, hold on. Let me see here. Upload Rabin's core statement from his article. Oh, okay. So this is okay. So I just upload this thing, I guess. The government dragging his family into the conflict? They should have clearly opposed Rabin's actions and nothing would have happened. They? Who's they? I'm confused. Well, we will counteract this claim accordingly. Let me set that in the influencer. Oh, how convenient of you to just set it for me. The government has willingly dragged Rabin Vart's family into the conflict. Well, here we go. Here's how this works. We can't simply make up and randomly spread stuff. Instead, I need you to get me palpable information which can be used to counter Rabin's statement. Palpable. From pairs of data chunks that create a certain context together, I can construct a narrative which can then be spread in the influencer. So find me data chunks to construct a narrative from. With the thesis set in the influencer, new data chunks may be discovered in old documents. Take a look around. Take a look around, okay. Okay, Okay, 379 listeners. So do we just basically... Oh, interesting. Okay, looks like we have a record from about Ilya Vart's arrest. Ooh, he doesn't look very good. Larceny of pharmaceutical goods. The suspect was arrested in his home in Bonton. Officers on the scene reported that the suspect was home but did not open the door when requested. Directive was sent to break down the door forcefully. The suspect was found in the living room with his phone in hand, just having spoken to his brother Rabban Vart. The suspect was then cooperative with officers and did not resist or question the reasons for his arrest. Okay, so we could upload that. I guess I'm guessing that this whole part of this whole episode is pretty much anything we upload gets added to the influencer, I'm guessing. So this thing we could add on to there. Again, I'm kind of wondering, do I want to upload things? Am I only allowed to upload things to negate this thesis, or can I try to strengthen it? Because at this point, I don't like what we're doing right now. So the government has willfully dragged Rabban's. So that one would probably be against the thesis. So let's not touch that one yet. Oh, there's some other new stuff here. If you're not willing to go all the way with me, you are against me. You have been in my way for far too long already. Believes other editors of the People's Voice to be enemies. Just take that statement out of context, then sure, that it doesn't put Rabban in a good light. Anything else on here? No. Okay, don't see anything there. Let's hunt around. Do we have to actually look through everything in here? Because this is going to take a while. Party website? Oops. Excuse me. What about... I don't know. Where else can we look? Usually it would show me whether new data chunks are available, but I don't... Unless there's anything in the headlines. No. Usually I'd see a little icon here. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm not supposed to look in these parts here. Nope. What about the listener? Is there anything about messages? No. Okay. So I guess the only things we can upload are... I'm also kind of curious whether I can use... I've not been... We discovered this PercoLeaks website. And so far in the game, we have not uploaded anything here. So... You only accept uploads of documents about official operations sanctioned by the nation. All other uploads will be rejected. So we haven't found any documents. I have a feeling that's going to come into play later on. Yeah, I don't think this is going to help me. Okay, let's upload some things. I'm going to upload... Let's upload this statement. You're not willing to go all the way with me or against me. Rabban is becoming more and more unhinged, sensing betrayal around every corner. That's a fair statement to make. Yes, we can use that, but not enough on its own. We need a good context to put this into. The context, eh? So it doesn't get added here. All right. Do I just upload? There isn't much. I feel like I don't have very much choice in this part of the game. I'm kind of just uploading whatever is available, unless I'm missing something. There's no new articles here. No. Okay. I guess we're just gonna upload this. I feel like I'm being railroaded a little bit. Nope, wrong. Oh, wrong profile. Okay, we'll upload that. Robin had a remarkable sense of timing there. These circumstances might play into our hands. Together with Robin firing his brother as well as one might, that he wanted to get rid of him, don't you think? Let me compose a story from what we've got. Okay. Agent, the first narrative is ready to be spread through the influencer. To do so, drag it into the slot in the influencer window to confirm. Okay. Using the influencer is extensive and takes about an hour of time to complete. Interesting. We'll only get very limited chances to spread narratives today. Make sure they count. Okay. However, I should probably warn you, what's out there is out there forever, and information can be a most devastating weapon. Now, if you do the honors... I don't like doing this. So what is this? Hashtag blame on Vart. Did Rabin Vart sell his brother Ilya to the cops to get rid of him? Co-editor state, Vart has seen us as enemies. That's twisting the truth. I don't like it. Let's wait for it to type out. Okay, spread. Data spreading. Profiler not functional during influencer use. Okay, there it goes. Oh, it uses a whole hour to do it. So I can't look at anything else while that's happening. Interesting. That is interesting. Okay. Alright. The first information spread by your command alone. It's a beautiful thing, the destruction of the truth, isn't it? I don't like this. I believe we pulled the right strings there. People have swallowed the bait, as you can see on Blabber. We had some good impact on his listener count. I have no doubt Rabin won't let go so easily. I wouldn't be surprised to see an appropriate response from him soon. Perhaps you can find out what he is up to before he is actually publishing it, so we can prepare for our next narrative beforehand. So you can see his listeners went down. I find it interesting that we can't do anything while the influencer is going on. I would have liked it if we could have been able to do other stuff while the influencing is happening. So that would at least because that takes a whole hour of our time, to be honest. Okay, let's go check on the Blabber. I hate Blabber. Why were you on the phone with Ilya when he was arrested? Did you sell him out to the cops because he was in your way? Blame on Vart. Your brother is a dirty Pargesian thief and you're a rat, ratting your own brother out. Don't you dare insult my brother like that. You are nothing but a meaningless worm, just like all the other pro-government slaves. Okay. Music has changed a little bit, so... Okay, so we know... Here we can see his website here. We know that he is drafting a new article, Destroy the Media Monsters. Again, a lot of stuff that he's written in the draft might get removed later, so I gotta be careful of whether I want to grab this. Oh, hello Jacob. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so far he's written, these awful creatures, wait, blah 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 blah. I shall call them the media monsters, the government apparatus designed to control our minds, which is us. These awful creatures, which cannot be considered human, are again trying to damage my family members in order to get to me. They cannot tear us apart. So believes his family members are to be loyal to him. Okay. What else do we got here? Ilya. Oh, that's his picture. Not gonna upload that. Is that literally the okay. I still feel like I don't have a choice here. There's nothing else to really upload here, which is kind of disappointing, but okay, I will upload this single statement, because that's the only thing I can find so far. His family is loyal to him? Oh, please. I wonder if Rabin believes himself what he writes there. In any case, let's see if we can shake up that feeling of loyalty a bit and prove Rabin wrong, for himself and for the public. Agent, get me pairs of data chunks from which I can construct narratives that we can spread. Pay attention to anything we might use to put Ilya or Karen's loyalty to him in doubt. Okay, so next thesis. Rabin Vart's family has always been loyal to him and will remain. Okay, looks like there's something about Karen here. Back on her page, her official page, as a therapeutic counselor. Oh, we can look at her PC. Don't we have that already? We have her phone, but we don't have... Huh, why can't we access... We knew about this before, but I don't know why we weren't able to upload it in the previous episode, but I guess we can take a look, I guess. Karen calling Rabin. Let's take a look.
Karen, you left early and without a word. Is everything all right?
No, nothing is all right. What's this I hear about Ilya being arrested? Is that true?
I fear it is. Apparently, he stole goods from that company he worked for, Watergate Pharma...
God. So it is true.
What is?
There's a rumor that you were talking to him at the time of his arrest. How else would you know?
Yes, I was talking to him. He asked me to help him. The police got to him before I could do anything.
Now, that's very convenient, isn't it?
Are you saying I had a hand in his arrest? Why would I even consider arresting my brother?
You've disregarded Ilya far too many times since you left the encampment. You wanted to get rid of him as an editor for your stupid blog for a long time. You were constantly lecturing him, belittling him, even though he's done nothing but support you. There's always been something between you two, and I've never understood why you always feel so superior to him.
Don't be ridiculous. He is my brother, and we have been through the darkest of times together. That is why he called me yesterday, because he trusts me most of all people. His arrest is a consequence of Ilya's thoughtless actions, and a rightful one at that.
I can't believe you just said that.
Is it not true?
You never deserved his support. Never. I've got to go.
Is it not true, Karen?
Interesting. Yeah, Jacob, this game is... It's basically kind of like a narrative story adventure. It is about government surveillance. Basically, we are playing as an agent of the government, and we just listened to a phone call between two of our suspects, and we also peruse various social medias, and in this game there's Blabber, there's the news sites. We also can hack into other people's computers, and yeah, so basically we're trying to, at least so far, try to protect the government and try to get to the bottom of this. But so we unlocked a few data chunks from this. Let's see. Rabin Vart believes Ilya Vart deserves the arrest. It's not good. And belittled Ilya Vart since they left the encampment for whatever reason that is unknown to us. So it is something that Karen has observed there. Okay, so we now should have access to Karen's computer, which we have not looked at. Maybe it was just her computer was simply not on at the time. Okay. First things first. We always look in the trash because that's very typical. Beautiful de worst. It's a picture. Dvorst is the nation's most multicultural city with beautiful cafes and markets from all over the world. It's a beautiful place for young couples and singles to enjoy an adventurous, open-minded lifestyle. Built in 1780, provides you with restaurants, cafes, small diners, and dishes. Why does she have a picture of what looks to be like a tourist website? Fountain of Dancing Putty. That seems odd. Okay. What about Rehab Council? Case report, patient number PR34207. Patient Reba Vart. Weekly counseling in 2 sessions. I am Karen Levine, have been working on the Bantam rehab. This was back when Reben was in the refugee camp. Patient is a Parisian refugee who I've been treating since February 2011, where he was treated for symptoms of PTSD. Also, therapy progression. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff here. The patient was initially very unresponsive and reclusive, even apathetic in therapy sessions. Occasionally, the patient would even switch to a rather aggressive tone when I pushed too much towards him, revealing details about his experiences and emotional state. This is probably due to the difficult conditions of living in the refugee encampment for an extensive amount of time, which is very much in conflict with the patient's personality, valuing strong individuality. Around the summer of 2012, the patient went through a sudden change. He seemed to become more outgoing, happier, and willing to talk more, though was still trying to keep conversations superficial. Throughout the sessions, the patient has been opening up more and more, and I feel like we have been making tremendous progress. In addition, the patient also seemed much more appreciated by fellow camp residents. As of writing this, I am unsure whether to attribute this change to the effects of the therapy or to external factors. Therapist recommendation. Although the patient seems to have made a lot of progress during the past months, I strongly recommend to extend therapy and would like to keep him under close observation personally, to ensure the progress achieved by the patient so far continues and to determine exact cause of the change in personality. I will therefore file a request for extending therapy by 6 months. Intend to observe Rabin Bart personally. Became happier and more outgoing mid-2012. Behaved reclusively. Okay, so this looks like a lot of interesting information we could use. What's the other report? 28529. Oh, about Ilya. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So there's a conflicting data chunk. We don't know where the other one is yet. While being very shy and unwilling to talk about details of his experiences for several weeks at the beginning of therapy, the patient has slowly become more outgoing and open after several sessions. His optimism and overall social and friendly character, as well as a tendency to look at the bright side of things, has helped him a lot to get through the psychological trauma of the hardships he and his brother faced back in Parges. As the patient slowly opened up, he especially emphasized his heroic escape from military service in Parges on multiple occasions. He also seemed to become more and more interested in himself, myself and my private life, making it difficult for me to maintain a professional distance as a therapist. I also talked to him about his brother and his increasingly reclusive behavior, urging Ilya to assist his disabled brother. The therapy is regarded as successful, and I am happy to dismiss my patient as largely recovered from his symptoms. However, I feel that it would be very important for him and his brother to leave the refugee camp as soon as possible in order to maintain their mental health. When was this report done? October 10. And this one was done October 10 as well. Okay. And what's in private? Saved protocol Raban 83 text. What's this? Looks like some sort of text thread. I stood in the lunch line for 1.5 hours and there was nothing but bread left. You know I'm not at all fussy with food, but after not having any lunch for the last 2 days, it stresses me out. The guy at the food handout told me to fuck off if I didn't like it. Okay. Can't compare this to an office canteen. So it looks like this is a text between Karen and Raban after. Looks like they are romantically involved by this point. By the way, I have picked a location. I think we could have a beautiful wedding ceremony at Bonton City Park. I just wanted to keep it small and in the open air, instead of renting a huge venue and making a big fuss about it. But I think it'll make for some really nice serene photos. Okay. Do you want this? If you want it, I am absolutely sure. I love you. He's in love with Rabin Vart. But that's conflicting with something else that we don't know yet. Okay, so... So we have that side of things. We haven't uploaded anything yet. If we start uploading other chunks, we might be able to try to find where the other conflicts are. I'm going to keep looking and seeing here. Banned access from phone. Oh, so Ilya's phone. Do we have that? We have both Karen's PC and phone. We don't have Ilya's. We have Ilya's PC, but not his phone. So let's see. Let's try to fill in the pieces here and look at Ilya's phone if we can. Ilya Vart's phone. He was carrying it around at the time of his arrest. He was not cooperative on giving us access. Guess we have it now anyway. Great. So let's take a look what's on here. I have a strong suspicion, well, maybe not a strong suspicion, but I have a suspicion that maybe Karen and Ilya were having an affair of some sort. There's been some hints of, oh, why is her face on here? Suspicious. Okay, let's start off with gallery. Okay, we know Ilya is playing his card game. There's no surprise there. I don't recognize who that... Oh, that's Cassandra. If you remember from the first game, that's Cassandra Watergate. She used to work there as a CTO, but decided to go on to other things. Okay, so that's pretty innocuous. Nothing fancy, nothing incriminating there. What's quo tracking? Tracking disabled, location unknown. Okay. Contacts. We have Levine, Karen's phone number. Sure, I guess we'll upload that as well. Where's Karen here? Here it is. So maybe we can track calls. Oh, and there's Cassandra there too. Okay, whoops. Back to desktop. I have a feeling we're going to see something in the chat, so I'm going to go up this way. Notes. Butter, eggs, bacon, shoes. Back to the Future 2 lent to Zlatko. Remind him again. Never forget, ask Uncle Simos about Captain Ilya Janeway. What the hell? Simos is his uncle. I don't know if Simos is relevant to this, so we'll keep an eye on that. E-ticket. Your e-ticket wallet is empty. Okay. Let's look at Sky Chat here. So this is the text thread about setting up the website for Karen. And yeah, the reason I'm suspicious about this is this last conversation. This happened about 2 weeks ago. Like, Ilya says, hey. Karen says, Ilya, not here, okay. And then he says, okay, sorry. So, what about this? Oh, he has a text thread of Cassandra. God, I'm so sick of this place. How do you keep up with this, Ilya? Every time I see you, it seems like nothing ever troubles you. I'm holding on to my dreams. You know, one day I'm getting out of here and I can feel it. I'll only do the stuff I want to do then. Huh, didn't think you'd be the one to call it quits so easily. Nah, it's not exactly easy. Truth be told, I often dream about quitting. And not just quitting, but getting out and away from my brother. From everything and everyone. But I can't leave him. He needs me. I feel you. I can't imagine how. Just had a look at that Xmas party photo of you on my phone. You seem so carefree. Your parents are crazy rich people. Nothing should be worrying you. Crazy rich assholes, more like. We argue about the course of the company constantly. Blue hair, are you even thinking? You don't represent the values of the company with blue hair. Oh boy. Yeah, it's always the fucking company all the time. I get it. My brother can be like that at times. Yeah, it's a very similar situation. Shit, that's ugly, but I thought they were kind of nice. For the cameras only. If you hate it that much, why don't you go then? How? It's what they call the golden cage. Life is nice and they feed you with silver spoons and shit, but there's no getting away, not from family. You can't run from a name. Yeah, right. Cassie, would you really like what would you really like to do if we could just walk your own path? Art. Yeah, she did become an artist afterward. Definitely art. Always loved that. I know it sounds kind of dumb. Doesn't sound dumb to me. Perhaps keep dreaming one day. Perhaps. Yeah, if lightning strikes me or something. It's a nice throwback to the last game. Wait a minute, was there another one? What's this one? Hey dude, I didn't find... Oh, this is the... That's his win for that card game, so that's nothing relevant there. So, we know... What's this? Wants to get away from Rabin Vart. So that is definitely... That's definitely going to help in the narrative. Or at least against the... Provide the antithesis... It's basically a direct narrative against that. So there's that thing. I'm curious if we can look up who Simos is, because he seems kind of... I don't know. I wonder if we'll get any extra information about Simos. Okay, we created a new profile for Simos, but that's about it. So nothing terribly exciting there. Is there anything else we're missing? Let's check the bookmarks here. Don't think there's anything. I wonder if Simos is anywhere in... No, we don't have a last name for Simos, so we can't really identify him. I wonder if there are some websites we still have where we could put in people's names. Did I disable? Yeah, I disabled his picture there. Would Simos be a refugee? I guess maybe that might be a starting point. There should be the... Where's the... Try to find the refugee database. That's a secondary school. Search. Don't think I can do this. Nope, I don't think I can. Can I not? Simos uncle. No, I can't upload that. Okay, I guess there's nothing here. Okay, so from this phone call again, believes Ilya Vart deserves the arrest. You disregarded Ilya far too many times. Belittled Ilya Vart since they left the encampment. I'm trying to find... I want to try to find data chunks that'll get me other information. Because these are all statements that... that are against the thesis here. What about over here? Patient was initially unresponsive. Became happier and more outgoing mid-2012. This change in personality interests me, so I'm going to upload this. Rabin got better all of a sudden. Something important must have happened at that time. 2012. Blaine cancels meeting for a surprise visit in Trifliff. So he's canceled his meeting. Why has he done that? On Saturday morning, Prime Minister Blaine made a surprise shift of priorities. Originally scheduled for a crisis meeting with Secretary... Oh wait, no. Oh, so he has... Oh, I see. So he was... Oh, okay. So he is in Trifliff right now. He decided to have a surprise meeting. We kind of already knew that. Okay, so he took a plane direct to Trifliff. Okay, so that's happening. I wonder if that's related to this. Okay, I strongly recommend to extend therapy and would like to keep him under close observation personally. Let's upload this one. How awfully caring of her, or maybe not. Why would you say that? This could be useful to make Rabin doubt Karen's motivation in marrying him, but we need the right context first. Gonna try to twist that information, huh? The patient was initially very unresponsive and reclusive, even apathetic in therapy sessions. I don't know if I should upload that. And then there's this text thread. They had a beautiful wedding. I don't know if that really means anything. And then there's this. Optimistic, good-natured. I think I'm missing information. Wants to get away from Rabin Vart. Okay. I'm gonna start. Let's start by uploading this thing because I don't know what else to do here. Not surprising with a brother like that. I could make something out of this, but we need a little extra to dramatize the story more. So basically how this thing works, it looks like, is you need pairs. So you have one piece of information, but you need something else to sort of reinforce this statement here. Okay, I upload these two, I think, next. So, belittled Ilya Vart since they left the encampment. Perhaps a past transgression of some kind we don't yet know about. No wonder that Ilya dreamed of leaving. Let's make something out of that. Okay, so that looks like that was the matching data chunk. Give me a moment. We now possess... Oh, no, get another spelling mistake there. We now possess one narrative we could potentially spread. However, we can only hit Rabin after he has published his next article. We need to bide our time for the moment. Use that time well to dig for more narratives. Get me everything that could be of use. Okay, so this is ready to go. Ilya Vart, editor at The People's Voice, wanted to get away from the blog and his abusive brother for a long time. Okay. So we have one about... I guess we have one about Ilya. Maybe we can get one about Karen. Let's see here. Nope. Still, I'm gonna try to avoid the conflicted dad chunks as much as I can. Behaved reclusively and apathetically in refugee camp. Let's try that one. Oh, related document. Considering the trauma he endured when his school got bombed, this comes as no surprise. But what's the related document? Article discussion arrival. Oh, this was back in 2011. Okay. Ha! I knew you liked our therapist. You know, I also look forward to those sessions with Karen every week. Lucky you, the way she talks about you. She seems to fancy you. She always treats me like a child. Oh, okay. Ilya, stop it. Our situation in this camp is terrible, and we are being treated like animals. Yet all you can talk about is your dumb crush on a therapist. Oh, what? That's not... He doesn't have a dumb crush. Karen fancies me? She doesn't like me one bit. She doesn't like you one bit. It's her job to be nice, and she gets paid for it. So snap out of your daydreams finally, will you? Do you realize we have no way to get out of this shithole and live a normal life anytime soon? We might rot here for years. We can't go back to Prava, but I also cannot stand this god-forsaken camp much longer. It makes me sick to even think about it. We have to find a way to escape the refugee at any cost. Robin, I know the situation right now is bleak, and you have been through a lot, but there are brighter times ahead. We might be here for a while, you're right, but we can try to make the best of it. I mean, it's not like people here are completely cruel. I'm sure we'll be allowed to leave the camp someday and live a normal life again. As for Karen, well, if you're not interested, mind if I take a shot? Maybe I just need to prove to her I'm not a child. I sometimes wish I could share your naive optimism, brother. Is sincerely not affected by Rabenvard. Okay, so you know what? Screw the man, screw the system. I am going to say I'm pretty sure she loves him. So let's go do that. We know the other side of the conflict here. It's this guy here. So we will upload this. And I'm gonna see how Ampleford is gonna spin this shit. That's too sweet. That's all she has to say for that. Rabenvart published his article, We Can Strike Now. Remember, you are still able to dig for more narratives, so you may want to do that before you spread anything. As soon as you are ready, spread the narrative that seems most promising to you in the influencer. We only get one chance here. One chance. So we have this thing that we can fire away, but I don't know if that's the best one. It sounds like we have some time to just to keep digging around and try to find a better one. So no pending article draft. So what is his article actually? Arrival. We have to find a way. Intended to escape the refugee camp at any cost. What's the new article? The media monsters have no chance against us. Okay, so it's basically reinforcing that his family is loyal to him. Okay. They had a beautiful wedding. Still don't know the other side of this conflict. His heroic escape from military service in Pargus. Something tells me Ilya may have actually served in the Pargesian army. Believes Ilya Vart deserves the arrest. Okay, let's upload this thing, because this seems a pretty damning statement. Oops, Rabin. Loyalty is a fickle thing. It needs to go both ways. That didn't really trigger anything, so it's not good. Okay, so we can't... we've pretty much nothing to upload for a band there. I think we could have a beautiful wedding in the park. Optimistic and good-natured. He especially emphasized his heroic escape from military service in Pargas a number of occasions. We have to find a way to escape the refugee camp at any cost. Let's see what this one gives us. Getting out at any cost. Yes, this could be useful if backed with the right fact. Like marrying Karen, perhaps? Though I think we've already established that that's not the... we can't really use that information. Is there something I haven't uploaded here? Like why is this one showing a disabled dad chunk around here? Oh, it's probably the one, it's the one that, it's the other part of that conflicted data chunk where we decide not to upload, so that's nothing. That's nothing either. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing there. I don't know if this is useful. I'm gonna upload this about Ilya. I don't think he still is the way we dealt with him. Okay, that might have been a dud. Then what else is left? There's only these two, the marriage between them, and this conflict, which I'm not inclined to upload until I have enough information. Oh, hold on. Can I? There should be a Pargesian, yes, there should be a database, maybe? Immigration database? Search database. Ilya's profile. Hologram. There should have been a website that shows people's military service, but I think that's only in relation to the nation, I think. It's not in relation to... yeah, I don't think it's in here. Wait, Pargesian army. Shit. So... but that's file. But that doesn't really... there's no search page on here. Yeah, nope. Yeah, we were able to get Oleg's record, but we can't. There's no search page to, like, I was going to try to take Ilya's name and put it in there and see if he shows up there, because that would be essentially the conflict, because the data chunk says that he escaped from army service and from the Pargesian army, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'll just upload this about... I wonder if they're wedding pictures. Let's see if there's anything related there. Nope. Very picturesque. Maybe you can find a photo somewhere. A photo. Bonton City Park. Actually, Karen's album. Bonton City Park. Aha, here it is. I think I might have seen this already. Okay, so was it a rush decision? Maybe it was, but in hindsight, they were ups and downs. But if our marriage has brought any good, Rabin and Ilya finally didn't have to endure that awful camp any longer. Aha. That is what it is. Permanent residency is granted upon marriage to a citizen, for the spouse as well as family members. Thinking about Raban wanting to escape by any means necessary, this sounds like he could have arranged a sham marriage. Let me get a bit of creative here. Okay, I see. So one of them says that Ilya wanted to get away from his brother, and the other one says that Rabin married into Karen in a sort of fake arranged marriage. Well, not arranged, but sort of a sham marriage just to get citizenship. Which I don't... I think that... I can imagine that this second statement that we've created probably would... It would probably incite a lot of xenophobia. Well, maybe xenophobia or just sort of these sort of feelings against outsiders of the nation, and I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with that. Well, I think I'm still okay with the first statement because, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the first statement. So let's do, let's just double check. Make sure there's nothing else. The only thing that's left is this data chunk, but we don't know the other side, so I'm going to just leave it alone. I don't know if there's any other things we could upload. I try, because sometimes things are unlocked through here instead. Let's see, what's on Ilya's? We've searched opponents. I don't think there's any... I don't know if Simos is even... Maybe he plays it with Simos? Nope. Okay. Watergate Pharma. We uploaded Roland Ellison's name in here, so I don't think... Yeah, not in here. That's probably not... There is the call sign. I don't think any of these are government agents anyway, so... Records of attendance. Ilya would not be young enough to attend here, so I don't think... I don't know. Let's just see if this gives anything at all. No. Oh, it has to be a date. Okay. Probably not. No. No, all these events happened pre-2010, I think, so... Yeah, no. Rehabilitation Council. What about... Can I put Simos's name in here? I don't know if he shows up in here. Nope, okay. No result. The no results page is actually a thing. Okay, I think that's all we can do at the moment. So yeah, let's just continue the game, and let's upload this first statement here. And let's spread this around. So right now it's 12:30. By the time this is done, it'll be 1:30. So we don't have much time left. Some new article came out. Oh, actually no, it's responses to this. Happy with what you have achieved? I'm a bit skeptical whether your attack on Rabin's brother back was a good way to go, considering he is in custody. It didn't cost him too many followers. Rabin has taken a blow, but he's not going down yet. Speaking of which, let's check on what he is up to writing. Okay, so The uprising against the government of Parges has begun. The angry crowd in front of the presidential palace in Triflif is growing. Rabin is the one to thank for this, and neither he nor his brother should be called a traitor of the people. We are our saviors. We are going to win this media war. You fuck off. Okay, so it looks like that wasn't the best one. His next article is The Big Conspiracy. The media are trying to distract you from the truth. Blaine and Cassart are conspiring against us? US? United States? No, us. I don't know. Why is the focus of attention... Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it is quite suspicious that they're meeting up, but it looks like people are paying attention to other things right now. They want power. So I guess that'll be the next thesis, I think. I see. You know what? I'm going to try to intentionally do not a good job on this, because I knew that this second statement would be more damning, and I'm not comfortable with that. So I'm going to try to do this as ethically as I can. Okay, let's upload this for our next thesis. Let's go to Rabin here. Falling back into old habits, are we? Vart is trying to shift the attention to Blaine and Cassart's meeting. It's a one-of-a-kind opportunity for him to back up his conspiracy theory. Reports say there are already people gathering in front of the presidential palace where the two are meeting, attempting to stall the talks in the name of the people's voice. Oops, excuse me, jeez. We cannot let his claim go unchecked, or the situation there might escalate. Not on our watch. To be honest, I don't really care. If Blaine gets stuck over there, yeah, that's okay. If he's into conspiracies and hidden agendas, how about us playing the same game? Well, you seem to be trying to conspire. I'm trying to conspire against you, Alpaford. Jeez. I'm certain you can get me enough information to let me construct our own little conspiracy theory. Keep in mind, we have to hit Rabin Vart hard this time. Very hard. We must break his follower base. What if I don't want to? Blaine and Cassart are meeting to conspire against the Pargesian people. Okay, Ilya's timeline. What the hell, Ilya? There are rumors all over the internet that you want to leave the people's voice in Rabin. This is just like back then in Parges, where when you got your poor parents Anastasia and Milvan in trouble. You are nothing but a dirty traitor, Ilya. Is this true, Ilya? I must say I'm disappointed. You used to be a great author for the people's voice. Okay, that opens up a lot. He likes trains. Oh. I never noticed this. He likes retro sci-fi, trains, robot dinosaurs, and fantasy novel. And I feel guilty about arresting him because, damn it, he likes trains. Okay, so that one will probably open up a whole can of worms. Let's keep an eye on that. Is there anything else that we can look up? There's this thing, which I think if we open up that can of worms, we'll probably see what the hell the conflict on this thing is. I don't see anything else, so let's just upload this thing for Ilya. One related document found. In what kind of trouble? Initiative Save Parges. We need to stand up and resist. We are the Pargesian people. Our government is corrupt. The Cassard regime was never interested in protecting the freedom of the Pargesian people. More and more opponents of our government have been arrested, and we have to stop watching and start acting. The Pargesian people will no longer sit and watch their country being taken away from them. We have to start resistance against Demjin Kassart and his authoritarian administration. News. Since the forces of true Parges have been getting more and more violent and inciting unrest and bloody protests, we would like to address them personally in an open letter. This was back in 2005. Dear members of the FTP, we are all Pargesians and we all love Parges. So the forces of true Parges, I think, were a radical group trying to... They were basically the opponents in the Civil War, the Pargesian Civil War back then. Because we have the same goals and the same dreams, so why are we fighting? Kassart and the corrupt government are laughing up their sleeves at us, not even being able to form a stable resistance against them. Please let us stand as together in unity and resist the government peacefully. We organized a new collection of signatures from the Pargesian people in order to request a new referendum against our current government administration. For the pen is mightier than the sword, and violent wars will only be left with losers on both sides. We urge you to stand against us, stand beside us, not against us. That's the latest. Unfortunately, we have lost many members to the newly formed forces of true Parges. Okay, so they sort of split off this movement. Interesting. Who have been increasingly criticizing our way of resistance against Kassart and his regime. We ask you to bear with us, and please don't let such quarrels tear us apart. We are only strong if we stick together and act as a group, and will not be able to cause true change if we let our differences divide us. Okay. So save Parges is and will remain peaceful. Okay. Some of you are... Okay, alright. Demand new elections. Wow, Demjin Kassart has been president of Parges since... Ooh, he's been there at least 13 years. That's a long dictatorship. Okay, so it looks like this group started off peaceful, and then it's still peaceful, but people started splitting off to form the forces of true Parges, and then that caused the Civil War somewhere after 2005. Let's check the message board. Since the government has recently been actively trying to silence supporters of the initiative Save Parges, and try to draw connections between us and violent crimes, we have switched to a closed message board that only members with special login data can view. Please contact Anastasia Vart if you would like to receive access to our message board. Welcome, Captain Ilya Janeway. Please enter your password here. What the hell would the password be? Simos? Nope, how do I get in there? Whoa. Okay. That was... Oh, what? That was a total guess. I did not know that was the password. Okay then. I'm pretty sure I'd probably look up somewhere else and find that would be the password, but that is... Okay. Okay, so we got 3 communications here, or 3 topics, May, September, and November. Let's look at May first. Only visible for the following members: Mil Van Vart, Anastasia Vart, Rabin Vart, and Captain Ilya Janeway. Dear family, your father and I decided to use this digital message board for our family communication, since we do not believe our telephone is safe anymore. Interesting. More and more members of our community have been disappearing recently. We need to be as cautious as possible. Please use the message board as a primary channel from now on, especially if you mention other family members or places where we meet. This is an old, abandoned board of an initiative we took part in some time ago. Oh, so this communication happened at least 5 years after. Probably toward the end of the Civil War. Interesting. Holy moly, I didn't expect that, Mom. You two were revolutionaries? You never mentioned a thing. Parents were Pargesian revolutionaries. That would certainly add to the conspiracy theory, but that would be pretty damning. It's quite bad, yeah, but do you think it's necessary to be this cautious? Please, Ilya, this was a peaceful resistance movement, not that revolutionary. That's okay, so this... Okay, considering we are trying to not make a huge impact, this is actually technically false information, so I'm going to disable this. Because... And this... his mother refutes that. She was part of the peaceful movement, not the forces of true Partis. Your father thinks it's safer to communicate here, as they might wiretap our phone. What is up with that stupid pseudonym of yours, by the way? Is that the one you use in those chat rooms all day? It's called a chat room, mother. Please, just do us a favor and stick to this message board, Ilya, and for God's sake, please pick up a secure password you can remember. Ben, we would like to invite you over for Uncle Simos' birthday next week. It would be great if you could join us. Very well. I'll join you in the evening after rugby. By the way, Uncle Simos wanted to invite Oleg Bake. Just because his family lives next door doesn't mean we have to show hospitality to followers of the Cassart regime. It's too much of a risk. You're right, honey. We cannot afford to be careless here. I will talk Simos out of it. Live next door to the Vart family. Ooh. That's interesting information. Interesting. Okay. Not sure whether I should upload that. That seems pretty convenient. Right. Oh, Mom, Dad, Oleg is a good man. The world is not simply black and white. He may be a soldier in the army, but he wouldn't endanger us. I think he should come. It's a shame Cassart has managed to drive a wedge between people in our community. Interesting, the parents are still adamant about it. Sorry, son, I just don't think it's a good idea, especially not putting him next to my elderly brother who talks very bluntly about hating Cassart and his followers. Bake has always been overly patriotic. The police are already beginning these Gestapo-style observations, and it is scaring the hell out of me. But maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. You should give him a chance. Interesting. Okay, so this one I might upload. I'm not sure that'll give us anything. Thread, I don't want to join... Okay, so the Civil War actually didn't happen until after 2010. Check messages ASAP. Ooh. So this happened before the Civil War. I just got a note telling me to report for duty by next week. I was drafted. They're coming to take me if I don't report in. What am I going to do? I don't want to join this goddamn war in this horrible army. Okay, so we're in the middle of a civil war. Please don't panic, Ilya. We are going to take care of this. There must be something we can do. Rabin, you know Oleg Bake well. Is there a chance you can talk to him about this? I heard he's in charge of this unit stationed here. Can he help Ilya get out of this? I will see what I can do. Try not to worry too much, Ilya. I'm going to talk to Oleg and get you exempted from service. It might cost me a few favors and take some time, but I will get you out, I promise. He's a reasonable man. But first I need you to go report in anyway. Don't give them a reason to arrest you. That will only make things very much harder. Yes, okay, thank you. That's an interesting dad chunk. And that's an interesting dad chunk too. So I think So did he actually get drafted or not? That's the question. Let's check this one. Okay, this is only between Rabin and Ilya. Whoa. Mom and Dad are gone. They took them. They sent soldiers to our home. It was horrible. They started hitting Dad and yelled that this was his punishment. Mom tried to fight them off, and then they started hitting her too. These bastards just took them away, and now they are gone, Rabban. What should we do? You have to help us. Rabban, please check your goddamn messages for fuck's sake. Oh boy. Well, You could upload that one. Okay, that's a lot of information to process. I'm going to upload this because that is kind of exposes the government a bit. Truly horrible. Then again, as a punishment for what? Maybe they deserved it after all. Oh, shut up, Alfred. I don't like you anymore. Just because they may have done something bad, maybe the parents did something bad, doesn't mean that the government can punish them in such a way. It's not. Rabin promised to get Ilya Vart exempted from military service. It's not clear whether he did. So... Okay, so if we upload this, maybe we can get information whether he was drafted or not. Yes, okay, there's the one related document. The army of Parges forcibly recruited a lot of men into their ranks when the conflict with the FTP erupted anew. Seems Ilya has been no exception to it. Seems that investigator you're paired with got the Bonton bombings perpetrator. I'm impressed. Oh cool, so at this exact time in my previous playthrough, did I actually, is it actually the exact time when I got it, when I first played the first game? That's interesting. Okay, we got a mail. What's this? Rabin. I could not help but notice that you seem under a lot of fire from all sides most recently. Even some of your most trusted followers are turning their backs on you, but not me. You have been through some dark times before, as you have trusted me with. Remember how you told me that Karen's mother, Elizabeth Levine, opposed your marriage and tried everything to prevent it. But she broke contact with her and married her anyway. I will see what I can uncover to aid you. You'll hear back from me soon. Hi, Fred. I'm kind of busy playing this game right now, so I'm not going to answer your question. I don't want to break my flow in this game here. We're kind of getting toward the conclusion. And I'll see you around, Zambi. Thanks for coming by. Okay, so Karen's mother opposed the marriage, but she broke contact. So there's a conflict here. Did she actually break contact with her mother? This one says yes. There might be a data chunk that indicates no. So we'll have to look for that one. So that's another little side thing we can look up. Yeah, there's Ilya Vart's record. Oh geez, he looks kind of funny here. Time served 2010, 1st Infantry Division Prava. Drafted for service, shortened basic training completed. Attempt to flee from service, punished, discharged by local command. Probably Oleg had something to do with that. So let me just put in, I just want to, before we go on, I just want to make sure that we put in that little part about, actually, let's look at headlines. There we go. Oh yeah, so yeah, in my first playthrough I ended up shooting what was her name? I don't remember her name, damn it. But yeah, she was the bombing suspect. Okay, in that case then I'm going to upload this piece of information that Rabin it sounds like Rabin did in fact get his brother out of the service. I'm curious whether that worked out, or what it took to convince Bakke. Okay. So now that we have that information, then we can go look up this thing. Yeah, so this is the truth here. Because the other conflict is here in when he was talking with Karen in his counseling sessions, he emphasized his heroic escape from military service in Pardes on multiple occasions. This seems like an exaggeration. So let's go back to the other side here, and we will upload this thing. He got punished. And his parents were kidnapped as a punishment. Excuse me. Poor Ilya, to live with such a burden. Yeah, that is... what kind of punishment is that? There's a powerful narrative in that. Coward brother. What do you write here, Ampleford? We cannot spread it yet, though. Not before Rabin publishes his article. Keep searching around. Hashtag coward brother. Learn how Ilya Vart got his parents punished for his own cowardice and his brother Rabin covered for him. What? It's a fucking terrible way to spin that. Okay, what about First Division Prav? Is there any information I can get from that? Nope. Okay. I'm just going to disable that portrait because that's not useful information. What other... So the other thing we can look up is the whole... maybe this other thread here. There's some other stuff we can upload here. They live next to Bake. I'm gonna put this up, see if I can get anything out of it. Seems they once were literally closer than we thought. Okay, so maybe that wasn't terribly useful. But in turn, I think we're done this part pretty much. So we've used all that information to establish one narrative. I'm going to guess that the second narrative that we could choose from this is regarding this message about Karen's mother. So let's see if we can explore this one a bit. So she is the daughter of Elizabeth Levine. Who is Elizabeth Levine? Against this backdrop, it's quite remarkable Karen professionally counsels refugees. Wait, who? Who's Elizabeth Levine? Is that someone very important? Campaign Elizabeth Levine. Mayor. Okay. It's time for change. Elizabeth Levine, 2013. That was about 4 years ago. I stand for the nation's values. We will never stop standing up for our values. Although Elizabeth sadly was not get elected as mayor, geez, there's so many grammatical mistakes around here, she won't stop to promote and uphold the values that we all hold dear. So this was an unsuccessful election campaign. It is not yet clear whether Elizabeth will be involved in Hilbury politics in other ways, but one thing is certain: we will stay loud and proud and stand up for what we stated on this campaign website. Exclusive interview with Elizabeth Levine. The nation's most important newspaper held an exclusive interview with mayor candidate Elizabeth Levine. In it, Mrs. Levine emphasizes once again the importance of traditional values. Blah 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 blah. Values. Blah blah blah. Not the kind of person I would vote for, personally. Read the full interview with Jeffrey Paxton here. Okay, so it sounds like she is a pro-government mayor. Running for mayor in Hilbury, the city typically seen as an indicator for the trends of the next nationwide elections. Mrs. Levine, you announced your independent candidacy for mayor of Hilbury a few weeks ago. What prompted you to run for office? It has been my heartfelt wish to make Hilbury a great place again. As it stands, Hilbury is one of the wealthiest communities in all the nation. Interesting. With one of the highest happiness ratings. Oh, it is. What exactly are you going to improve then? Well, of course, if you just look at the raw numbers of average income and such, sure, Hillbury appears wealthy, but truth be told, Jeffrey, beneath the bright and shiny appearance is a deeply troubled and suffering city. So what is it suffering from? Well, we have imported a crisis due to the policies of the previous government. When the nation allowed a huge influx of immigrants from Partis and other countries, Hillbury was a popular place for relocation. The party has since limited immigration nationwide. A great effort, I must say, but this doesn't cut it for Hillbury. We are citizens of the most iconic city in the nation's borders. We are a symbol of the nation's values that these immigrants don't respect. Our citizens don't feel secure in their own hometown anymore, so it is our job to defend those values. What do you plan on doing exactly? What can we expect from Mayor Levine? Oh, a lot of stuff coming up here. I will make sure that this beautiful town stays absolutely safe. All the encampments in and around Hillbury will be abolished and cleared out, while with the residents sent back to their countries where they belong. I will uphold the laws and rules that have made Hillbury great in the past. Make Hillbury great again. I wonder where we've heard that before. I will lower taxes. Of course, everybody wants to lower taxes, and see to it that companies in Hillbury truly thrive. Well, it's very obvious that your campaign is primarily based on a hard line against immigrants. In that light, don't you think it's a bit peculiar that your own daughter is working as a professional counselor for these refugees you are trying to send back? My daughter Karen is a kind-hearted person who assists all the different kinds of people with any kind of psychological problems from all over the world. Yes, there are maybe refugees among them, sure, but because my daughter doesn't discriminate. In any case, you can rest assured that my daughter Karen stands firmly behind me, as does my whole family. Yeah, I highly doubt that. I don't think so. No. I think that this is bullshit right here. I'm gonna disable that. But not only does your daughter specialize in refugee counseling, but she is also engaged to one, none other than Rabin Vart, who is the author of a blog that is highly critical of the government. For sure you must be aware of that. These are nothing but vile rumors, pitiful lies, I assure you, simply made up to question my credibility, most likely by the very same person you just called out. You said it yourself, Rabin Vart is critical of the nation and its government, and he won't stop at any falsehood. Did you know that this impertinent person invited soldiers into a school? Into a school, which then was attacked because of his actions. I bet this is news to you, Jeffrey. Yes, I've done my research. Have you done yours? My daughter is doing no such thing as marrying him. No such thing. She seems to be in total denial, because they did get married, and that did happen. So this part about sheltering the Pargesian army in the school, I don't think that's true either, but I'm not sure if I've enough information to back that up. Excuse me. This information could be used as part of a narrative though, so. Okay, so actually, you know what? I'm going to go over to the other side here and upload this thing. With a mother like Elizabeth Levine, I cannot even imagine why. Too bad. If she would have been in contact with her mother, we might have used that against her. Why? Why? What? Okay, I guess we're closing the door on that. Maybe I'm not understanding how the narratives are supposed to become weaved here. Okay, so there's actually there's a lot of stuff on this campaign website. Elizabeth Levine endorsed by Catherine Delacroix. If you remember that she is the Minister of Security. Yep, Secretary of Security. In a statement, Delacroix said, "My parents were from Hillbury, and it is the city I grew up in. They would appreciate Elizabeth Levine's work very much and the values for which she stands." Delacroix further announced that she will support Elizabeth's campaign with funding and marketing. The party stands by the Levine family. We are particularly proud of Maxwell Levine's efforts as a lawyer in Hilberry, as well as Karen Levine's great endeavors as a psychological counselor. The party supports Kevin Levine's work directly via state funding. I like that. That's an interesting narrative point. Her husband, Mike, and her 2 beautiful children are a true treasure for this town and the whole nation. Okay, let's take a look here. Meet Elizabeth. Maxwell Levine. That's a new person we can unlock. Maybe we can get some information from him. Issues. Oh god, this is gonna make me throw up. Our children are our future. Ugh. Ugh. Tradition and culture. Our culture must be preserved. We believe that this is only possible if we keep immigration and potentially disrupting factors to a minimum and spare our children, save the children, as well as our community from threats like these. We therefore believe it is important to close the Pargesian border to prevent any immigration. Blah, 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 blah. Supporting families. Oh, I hate fucking families. The traditional family as a unit is one of the most meaningful constructions of our society and is tremendously important to preserve and protect it in any possible way. Elizabeth Levine stands for this in particular and holds this value very dearly, especially being a mother herself. It goes without saying that same-sex marriage is unnatural and should be forbidden by law. We also believe that so-called Planned Parenthood is child murder. Oh dear. And should be treated as such. Let's fight together to stop this lunacy. Education. Education is one of the most important factors for the development of society as a whole. We support schools, teachers, innovative ways of education, such as homeschooling and alternate schools, small businesses, blah 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 blah. Okay. Ugh. Disgusting. I cannot support such a candidate. This is an interesting point. I'm going to upload this about her getting state funding. I bet Rabin has no idea about Karen's entanglements with the party, nor has any one of his followers. We should let them know, maybe, but we need a little more backing if we truly are trying to put the blame on Karen here. I want to find a weaker narrative point. Yeah, this is interesting because maybe this is the weakest one right here, because again, from the last set of narratives, it wasn't quite as strong because Ilya was already arrested. So by just adding on to this, it doesn't really make much of a difference, does it? Let's see. I want to see if Maxwell Levine has any. We can get anything out of from him. I think all that does is add another link here. Unknown person. What's this? Why is it? That should say Maxwell Levine, not unknown person. That's a bit wrong. Okay. Okay, there's one. Karen is a kind-hearted person. It's not terribly useful. Did you know that this impertinent person invited soldiers into our school? I don't know if that's actually true. The thing is, we have to keep uploading things to allow time to go on, and we can't use this narrative yet until Rabin publishes his article. So let's take a look here. Is there anything that's on her desktop? Is there anything on here maybe? I noticed that there's still a big red star on here. Beautiful, diverse. Oh, there's something new here. What's this? Report on your patient, Nina. Oh, so Nina Maternova. That's the person that was the bomb suspect in the mall bombings. Dear Mrs. Levine Vart, It has been brought to our attention that your patient number 32694 has been involved in a criminal case. Unfortunately, she has been shot on the run, and the case is now being investigated thoroughly. As you know, a situation like this requires a report by the therapeutic counselor who treated her. We therefore kindly ask you to hand in your report on Mrs. Maternova by the end of the day. Please be informed that this report is highly important for the case and will be used in court. The Rehab Council is obliged to inform you that all of your statements have to be as accurate as possible and that you are obliged to answer all questions you may be asked in court truthfully. There's no data points here, so it looks like this is just simply fluff, I think. Just as a reaction to what has happened. Okay. Nothing there. Okay, I guess I have to... Could upload this thing, and this might actually help us build a narrative. It's not a great narrative. Message board threads. Okay, no, that's we've already done that. And we definitely turned this off. This would probably also make a narrative, but I don't like that very much. Okay, let's upload this. And we're gonna go to Rabin here. Ooh, one related document found. By that, Vart may have drawn fire directly to the school. Why would he consider such a thing? How mindless can you get? Oh, I see. He deserves to go down, and so he will, by our hand. I hope by the end of the game I get to impose justice on Appleford, because I really do not like her anymore. Okay, so this is... I see. So... the city... Okay. The Pargesian army will protect Prava Secondary. It has been done. In light of the conflict brewing with the FTP, I have managed to make a deal with Oleg Bake, whose unit from the Pargesian army will protect our school. I assure you that your children will be safe. I hope this helps to convince you not to take your children out of school. This sounds a bit drastic. The National Army seems to have the situation under control. I appreciate the effort, Principal Vart, but I'm not convinced that having a unit of Pargesian soldiers around the school is a good idea. Are you sure this won't draw more attention to the school? I assure you it will be fine, Jelena. I would never do anything to endanger my pupils. They are as safe as they can be at my school. So he might have made a... not an ill-intentioned basically an ill-intentioned mistake here. Like, he had the best of intentions here. But I think that just put a huge target on the school. Let's upload this thing. So this is why Oleg and Rabin met at the school. They had some kind of protection deal going on. Sounds extremely dumb to me. Rabin might have done this in order to protect his brother as he had promised. Still, this would let him look quite bad. So why not go for it? Rabin has published his article. The time to strike back has come. You can go on searching for more material to create narratives from, though. Please take your time. When ready, strike Rabin Vart as hard as you can. We need to make this count. I don't want to make this count. So this new one is former principal Rabin Vart sheltered Pargesian army in a deal to get his brother Ilya exempted from service before the building got attacked. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna go with this first one here, because this... Actually, all of these are just distractions from this, I think. Sheltered Pargesian army in a deal to get his brother Ilya exempted from service before the building got attacked. Nah, it doesn't seem like... I don't know. Coward brother. Let's do this one. Again, it's related to Ilya again. What is... Oh boy. Yeah. So let's look at... I'm gonna just look at his article here. Prime Minister is leaving the country, blah 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 blah. Okay. Oh, okay, gotta do this again. And spread. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if we had... I think if we had gone the route of implicating Karen, or if we had said that their parents were revolutionaries, then we could have established a much different narrative. A much stronger narrative, at least, against this thesis, but I don't care about that. I think I am not comfortable with spreading this sort of misinformation. It's all spread and done. Having Ilya's parents abducted as a punishment for his own failure was a good idea, but I doubt it was the best we could get. Good work, but not good enough. Rabin is still around and he still has a loyal follower base. We're just basically trying to destroy his social media numbers here. So what absurdities does he dare to claim this time? We're already at 5 o'clock, it's getting near the end of the day. There's still more arguments to be made. He lost a little bit of followers there. Let's look at the reactions here. Ilya is a loser and a wimp. I like how Rabin is so defensive about his brother. Okay, let's go on to what is his next article? The national government kills. They kill their own people and our people to distract us, and our people to distract us from the truth. The national government ordered the shelling of Prava Secondary. Interesting. He is blaming the nation for his own fault. Our own army attacking a school. We're the peacekeepers. Are you really? It's high time to turn things around. This has to end now. We cannot let these preposterous lies stand. Whoops, oh gee, I missed something there. Get me something that shows beyond any doubt that the nation isn't the one to blame here. The nation bombed Prava Secondary. You know, if I had access to maybe a government file, perhaps, that actually proved this thesis, then I'd really like to get my hands on that, because that would be excellent for that. Okay, looks like Rabin has replied back to David here. David, your loyalty to me is beyond limits. You have been with me from the start. The people's voice would not nearly have become what it is had you not been there. You're more than a fan. You're a true friend. But it's all going down. Not even Ilya is by my side any longer. He has made mistakes, yes, but he has been subject of so much hate today. I cannot even say where it all is coming from. I'm tired. I've been writing furiously all day to this point, and look where it got me. Nowhere. Everything around me is falling apart, and I have no one left. Even my followers are turning their backs on me. It's over. It has to end. I want it to end. Thank you for standing with me. Wants to stop his work. David Johns. So it has been a supporter for a long time. Okay, so we got 2 of these dad chunks here. The stopping of work interests me a lot. Don't think there's anything else, so... yeah, let's go... yeah, I guess that's the only thing we can upload at the moment. So, let's upload this first. About him stopping work. No, he doesn't. He is a liar. A professional liar. He needs to be rendered harmless once and for all. Ampleford, you're taking this too far. No. I think Ampleford, you need to be put down. I don't like where you're going with this. David Johns again. You had mentioned him before. Regardless, it doesn't matter what role he had with the People's Voice. What matters is only the destruction of Rabin. You really should have spell checked this game. I know there's a lot of text here, but there's definitely a lot of grammatical mistakes I'm noticing, especially in this last episode here. An unsung hero that you need to know about. Oh, so this is the article about where Ilya was basically saying all the good things about Rabin, like all the things that good things that he did, and Rabin's pretty much saying, I don't like that. I cannot believe you published that article without consulting me. What were you thinking? Why would you do that? I'm away laboring for 2 days, and now this. I'm sorry, brother, but I wanted to try and cheer you up. You have been so stressed and sad lately, and since you helped me get out of the Pargesian army, I wanted to do something for you too. I just thought that this story might bring you some well-deserved praise, especially with all the controversy that was thrown our way because of the refugee camp articles. This happened in 2012, so I wonder if that changed. This might have been the catalyst to change his mood, according to Karen's psychological reports. You straight up lying to make me feel better will not change this. We are the guardians of the truth, and the truth hurts. You had no right to publish that story. I am not a hero. Okay. I don't see what the big deal is. People need to relate to you, understand that you are not just another lunatic mouthpiece. To see that you have compassion, that you have experienced the atrocities firsthand that we write about every day. That's right, I live them, not you. Seriously, Ilya, I cannot believe you would do this to me. Now everyone in this camp will be looking at me like I am some kind of martyr. Why did I say martyr like that? I even got a fan mail already by a guy named David Johns, oh there's his name there, who called himself a huge fan of mine. I don't want that kind of attention. I don't want fans. I just want to move on and forget this whole thing ever happened. I feel like I'm stating the obvious, but can't you just take it down if it bothers you so much? No, it's garnered too many hits, and it has already been passed around across the nation. It's spreading it like a cancer, a disease. Everyone is reading it, and now I'm going to have to answer a lot of questions about it. I'm truly sorry, Rabin. It was supposed to be a surprise, a morale boost. I don't think you even remotely get what you've done. Interesting. Okay. Is that the only thing that's unlocked, I think? Let's double check here. Thing on this page. Pretty sure it's all good. Okay. Okay. So it looks like we're stuck on this page again. Just one page here. Lied about his brother Rabin Vart in the past. I am not a hero. Doesn't want to be seen as a hero. Let's do that. Ha! But despite this, he has profited a great deal from being considered a hero. Rabin Vart is a sad joke bereft of moral standards, and he is going down. I really wish in this episode there was more choice to go against the government here, because the only thing I can really do is not make make as little as an impact on the People's Voice and their listeners. So yeah, I wish there was, but honestly I wish there was maybe a more overt, like not maybe a more blunt way of doing this. I just want to say to Alfred, I quit. I don't like your methods. Wait, what exactly did Ilya lie about regarding his brother? What? Oh, comes a message here. Not your friend. Wait, what is going on here? Reban, it's a lie. It's all a lie. I'm not your friend. I've never been. I can't fully explain it at this time. I've only been here recently. I've just been informed that you're about to claim the nation bombed your school. How do you know that? You have no idea how right you are. I realize this may be my last chance of getting out of this mess. So I got my hands on some internal documents for you. There we go. What really happened at Prava Secondary. It's all in there. I will try to get you more. Keep an eye on new Percoleaks documents. For now, I must keep my head down. They will come for me. Hit them. Hit them as hard as you can. I'm with you. What is this? Operation Calvary. This document describes an incident in which the National Army bombarded our Pargesian school. So this is true. I think they thought that it was done by the Pargesian government, or like basically one of the two sides in the Civil War. So either the Pargesian government did it, or the forces of True Parges, the rebels, did it. But this says it was done by us, the nation, a third party. It's a bit damning. The army of the nation had been well aware of the fact that many students and teachers were in the building at this time. The school had been used as a bomb shelter for many weeks. And why the fuck did they bomb it? On December 6, 2010, national troops started shelling the school, leaving it completely destroyed. Afterwards, the ruins were searched by military with the help of civilians looking for their children. Soldiers Oleg Bakay and Alexander Petkovic were the only survivors on the side of the Pargesian army and were secured from the shelter. There was only one known civilian survivor, whom the Pargesian soldiers have managed to save, but was still seriously injured. What? The school's principal, Raban Vart, had been found wounded and retrieved from the ruins. So, I see. So Oleg, Alexander, and Rabin. When encountered by civilians, Rabin Vart was met with extreme aversion and had to be protected from them by the army. Yeah, because Rabin made the decision to bring the soldiers there. The report reveals that the order to open fire had been given by a supreme command within the government of the nation, who had stated that the schools were occupied by terrorist group Forces of True Parges. This turned out to be untrue, since they were only civilians and Pargesian army soldiers on site. Oh boy. This shelling was a serious violation of international law and human rights by the army of the nation. So what do I do with this information? I could upload it to Orwell, but then Ampleford's going to... I'm not sure how Ampleford's going to react to this. There is also, back over here, I can, yeah, if I upload this piece, then it will implicate where this information comes. So I'm probably not going to upload that. Well, I'm not going to disable it, but just in case I do need to upload it. But I don't want to leave a paper trail letting Orwell know that David Johns sent this information to Raban. So I'm going to leave that alone. Yeah, this is damning. This is damning. I don't have any... I mean, it's already on Percoleaks, so I don't think it's gonna... Is there any other documents on here? Operation Flying Dog was about Oleg Beke being a agent of the nation, so that's not useful. Okay, let's start uploading about Oleg here. That is how he ended up with us, yes. Yes, I know that. Okay. And then Rabin. Okay, he just has nothing to say. Rabin Vart, the only civilian. I don't see any hint to his students there. I thought he had rescued a lot of his students. Not quite. Here comes his article. We must end this. Get me a narrative. Okay, the nation did bomb. Okay. Can I write my own narrative, maybe? Because I don't want Ampleford. I don't think Ampleford will write it for me. Huh. The power of the people. What did he do to deserve that? What happened there? It's a related article. My child died in the school bombing. I want justice. My child died in the school bombing on Monday. I can barely type this message. As my hands shake as I try to comprehend that my little girl is gone. I haven't slept, and my stomach is retching as I try to process my grief. I just want to find the ones responsible for the attack, look them in the eye, and make them know just a fraction of the pain I am feeling now. I need to know what happened, and I also need to know why it happened. Also, how is it that Rabin Vart was the only survivor? Can someone please explain that to me? Because right now, I'm having a real hard time working that one out. Dear Mr. Busick, I understand your feelings and your outrage, and I cannot emphasize enough how sorry I am for your loss. I am answering on account of my brother, who is still hospitalized and in shock about what has happened. Please take into account that he had tried everything in his power to protect all pupils of private secondary. Nonetheless, he can't help but blame himself for what has happened, and feels the utmost sympathy for each and everyone who has lost a child or other family member in the bombings, but it was not his fault that the FTP attacked the school. Are you kidding me? Mr. Vart was the one who had attracted the attention of the FTP by hiring soldiers of the Pargesian army to defend Prava Secondary. This is why the FTP started the shelling. He rightly blames himself for what has happened because he is the one to fucking blame. I cannot believe you have the gall here to defend him. My daughter is also gone. Did all he could? How could not one single child survive? Huh? How dare you claim that your brother is not responsible for this? Well, I did not lose any family members in the bombing. I have to agree with the people here. You have no right to come in here and defend Rabin when he, as principal, and therefore the head of the school, called the armed forces to our school. Have you no shame? To give you an idea of what he has done, here is a list they published of people who died that day, a majority of whom were pupils aged 11 to 15. There's Radka Bake. That's Oleg's daughter. That's a lot of people there. Dear citizens of Prava, I understand your concerns, and I wish to express my sincere condolences. It is a natural reaction to this truly horrific situation to seek answers for what has happened. But if you really want to hold somebody accountable, it should be the FTP who conducted these bombings. Blame our government for not protecting us. Blame soldiers of the nation for failing just as much. But please do not blame one of us. Do not blame the principal who has done everything he can to help these children, to support parents, to save people. As citizens of Prava, we should stick together in difficult times instead of throwing stones at each other. Please don't make this terrible war get the best of you. Okay, so Rabin finally replied. I see. So this I think this moment catalyzes his fight against the government. He says that the bomb is a GPB N300. which is used not by the FDP, but the Pargesian army. Oh, geez, Mr. Cause is going... So actually, if they can't go back to Brava because they're not. Yeah, no, they're hated over there. Thank you for nothing, citizens of Brava. Okay. Gonna upload this thing. All these lies make me sick. I should be reading what she says, sorry. Whoops. This is all we need. No need to construct a narrative. This itself will be his undoing. Bring him down. Bring him down! No. There's something happening on Karen's PC. It could be important. You may want to investigate before you spread the narrative. Karen's PC? What's happening on there? Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. I was skipping through that because mostly her just blabbing. Karen's PC. Trash. Case report on a new patient. Okay, what's this one then? Okay, I'm going to read the rest of this. Okay, so this looks like the report that was requested by the council, the Bonton Rehab Council, about Nina Maternova. I am Karen Levine Vart, and I have been working for Bonton Rehab Council as a clinical psychologist since February 2010. I have known and treated Mrs. Nina Maternova for approximately 2 years after she had been diagnosed with PTSD. As a result of her experience's involvement in the Pargesian peacekeeping mission 2011. She had been dishonorably discharged from the Army of the Nation after serving for 6 years, earning a bravery medal for saving lives. The reason for her final dischargement had been absence without official leave. To date, the patient had never made a clear statement about the reasons for disobedience during her time in the Army. For most of our sessions, Mrs. Maternova had been noticeably distant and was very difficult to encourage in terms of talking about any of her issues. The patient often answered questions dismissively, unresponsively, and was even aggressive if challenged too firmly. The patient had continuously been struggling with PTSD in the past few weeks, as well as not being able to cope with everyday chores such as working and attending to the needs of her son. Furthermore, she was tackling money problems which had put large pressure on her as a single mother. This had caused her physical and mental condition to increasingly deteriorate, and participation in therapy sessions was even more difficult to encourage than usually. The patient had been even more distant and unapproachable in the past few weeks before the events known as the Bonton bombings. I was aware that something was up with Mrs. Maternova, and she seemed unusually stressed. That doesn't really help me, does it? Because we haven't pinned anything about Karen. No, I don't think this seems like a red herring to me. I don't think I'm going to. It's interesting that Ampliford is reminding me of this, but I don't think this is a very strong narrative either way. So in that case, then do I upload this thing then? How Rabbit only saved himself, let all of his students die, and built a false myth to profit from. Don't like that narrative. Okay. Shit. I don't want I want to bring down the damn government. I don't. Or maybe we could use this as the red herring, because this thing here seems incredibly strong, and would probably break Rabin here. But this other thing, let's see where this goes. Actually, let's go to Karen. Interesting. Interesting indeed. One could say that Karen protected the Bonton bombing's perpetrator. Jesus, Appleford. As soon as these connections become evident, Rabin's reputation may greatly suffer. This could put the people's voice to an end. It's a risk, maybe one worth pursuing. Your call. Traitor wife. Rabin Vart's wife counseled the Bonton bombing's perpetrator and covered for her. These are... Okay. Hold on, David Johns. I have a weird suspicion, but I'm just gonna try something right here. David Johns. No, I can't upload his name, can I? It's not a code name for anything. The weird thing, because I was wondering if maybe David Johns was a government agent trying to help him. There's also I'm not sure why is he trying to help Ravan. He says he's not his friend. I've only been here recently. This may be my last chance of getting out of this mess. I got my hands on some internal documents for you, what really happened at Prava Secondary. Keeping on new Percolates documents. Okay, I'm going to try uploading this. I'm not sure if this will... What? How does this person leak confidential information to Rabin Vart? This is very troubling news. I'm not aware of any one of our own people with this name, though. I'll turn this David Johns into a target person. You may want to investigate if you so desire. Remember, though, that Rabin Vart remains the primary target. Get us something to obliterate him with. Okay, I'm not sure how much time I have left. So, let's see. David Johns. Socialite. X2 Think. I'm David, freethinker, philosopher, coffee drinker. Sounds familiar. That picture looks familiar. Fighting the fake news, had people's voice. This looks like some sort of mini Facebook. Anything down here? I could tell you. Oh, this is the... Oh my god. This guy is... Okay, so I don't know. I'm gonna try to explain this. So if you need to go watch, if you have time, if you're watching this now, go watch the original trailer for Orwell. Not this game, but the original one. And you'll see that in the trailer, yeah, this is the guy who makes this post, and then some other Orwell agent, he's offered the job as an Orwell agent, and then some other Orwell agent grabs this, like I'm doing here, and uploads it to Orwell. Which could, if I do that, that could out him. But before I do that, I think I'll upload this name here. Maybe he's on other accounts or other services. What kind of odd call sign is that? That's not one of our agents, is it? You know, I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole here. Yeah, Fred, it is the guy from the trailer. Not again, the original game trailer, not this game, but the original Orwell game. Let's see here. I'm just going to double check there's no other things we've missed here. Yeah, let's upload this. See where we go with this. Posted about having taken a classified job. Okay, but I don't have... This seems like a dead end. Is this a name that we could put in? Hold on. Is he in the government database for agents? He is. David Johns, everything redacted. Influencer persona, PCUID. Influencer persona at the office. I don't know what that title means. Oh, you've got to be kidding me, right? Except, of course, you're not. It is one of our own people then. Unfortunately, as an influencer persona, I'm afraid David Johns isn't simply one person. Those personas are controlled by different real persons in our services. Even I cannot tell you who is controlling them at this time. Interesting. So it's a persona controlled by a real person. You must help find the traitor behind David Johns. Get me their real name. I don't want to catch him, I just want to help him, actually. Good thinking. Now get me their identity so I can find them and make sure they don't undermine our work any longer. Alright, let's take a look at his computer. Dad, sis, keep hands off and trash. Picture of the Golden Gate there. Disappear. Okay, this was mailed 3 days ago. Disappear. Investigator. We know you have been blabbering about your new job controlling David Johns and the others despite us telling you explicitly not to do so. If you believe us to be joking, be advised that we are not. In fact, we can easily make you disappear, as you put it, or other people. Meanwhile, we are keeping a protecting eye on you, on you and your father, I guess? You may thank us later. Time to start taking this job opportunity we gave you very seriously. Don't mess up. Okay. What's in Dad? Saved protocol Dad. Oh, text message. Hey Dad. Hey Iris, what's up? Peter Young. How are you, Dad? Is everything fine? Sure. Billy has been a bit annoying recently, but you know what he's like. Continuously trying to find a way into that old closet because he knows exactly where the beef jerky is. The doggy. That dog really manages to drive me incredibly insane sometimes. But when he lies beside me on the couch in the evenings, I just can't help but not be mad at him. At least he keeps me company. Look, Dad, I just want you to promise me that you will always be very careful. Look after yourself and Billy. Sweetie, you've been... Oh, I see. Okay, so Peter Young is the dad's name, I see. Sweetie, you've been behaving a bit strange lately. Is anything wrong? I'm not as good as your mom used to be at these meetings, but you know I'm always here for you. Yes, I know. We'd love for you to come and visit us again soon, you know. Yes, I know that too. I am sorry, Dad. I won't be able to do that right now. I am super swamped with work. You busy bee. I understand. I'll visit you as soon as possible, though, I promise. After all, I can't let Billy eat all the beef jerky. Haha. You're just like your mum, Iris Young. You're just like your mum, Iris Young. So... either her name is Iris Young or something else. Okay. What kind of things have you looked up? You looked at funny cats, so that was in the trailer. Cassandra Watergate, thought. This is pretty much the person who is doing... I see. now. Okay, this looks like this person is playing the previous game. So this person is going through and catching the bomber. These are all names from the last game. Might even be the person responsible for capturing and dealing with that. Probably talking with the other agent. I don't remember his name. Keep hands off about my new job. This document is encrypted. I could tell you, but you will need to make this encryption. This document is encrypted. Nope, that doesn't seem to be it. What could it be? Disappear. Rabenvart. This encryption. I could tell you, but you will need to make this encryption disappear. There we go. Okay. If you can read this, it must mean the office has come for me and you're my doom. The worst decision I could possibly make was to sign up for Orwell, and then post about it. I would have to make you disappear. Haha, it's so ironic. I'd have to laugh out loudly if it weren't so bitter. 2 days later, I get a particular mail you may have seen. Sorry about the hassle with the password there. I needed to be sure you'd see what I've been doing for them, so you'd at least possibly believe me. I've been spreading hate in their name, in the name of the nation on the one hand and Parjas on the other. I feed their rage, and I can't get out. Oh, so this is the person feeding all those narratives we saw in the first and second episode, I think. Okay, so that probably makes more sense now. I don't know what she'll do to my dad if I just quit. I can't continue like this either. I don't want to. That Highness bitch, Ampleford? She is the queen of lies. She might have told you she doesn't know who I am. Bah, don't believe a word she says. She knows everything already. I knew she was a bitch. Why she needs you then, Agent? Didn't you figure it out already? She needs only for verification only. Everything in Orwell is mandatory to be acted upon. Everything. She isn't interested in finding out the truth at all. All she is interested in is to have her own fucked up version of the truth in Orwell, so she is allowed to do whatever she desires. What's in Orwell becomes the truth. This can be used against her. Ha. It's nearly too simple. All you need to do is to lie. For me. My name is Melissa Bethany O'Brien. My call sign is Ampleford. Good luck. Oh, so we can implicate Ampleford in this. Or is this Ampleford? Or is this or is this really Ampleford? I don't know. I think nah, it seems like a. I don't know if this is a setup or something, because so if I upload this, then I assume that I implicate this person's real name, Iris Young. Yeah, no, fuck Ampleford. She has been incredibly unpleasant in this episode particularly. So let's do it. Fuck Ampleford. Okay, before I do, I just want to check one thing here. Because should be I was in this thing. Nope. This thing. Yeah, it's very possible this is all completely a setup. But fuck it, like this is it might be just sort of a honey trap or something, or honey pot. I'm gonna do this. No, that is my name. Mine, you imbecile. Oh, I get it. cooperating with Iris Young then, aren't you? Quite bold of you to trust a professional liar. That this duplicitous, I can't pronounce that. Duplicitous bitch. We shouldn't have entrusted her with David Johns and the others. First she blabbers about her job, and now this. But I'm afraid you have seen enough, Agent. This is where your little adventure off track ends. If you expect me to become magically arrested now because you shifted the blame to me, no, this isn't the way things go with the office. Now back to where we were. Would you kindly take care of Rabin Vart? Okay, so that didn't do anything. That was disappointing. There's gotta be something else we can do get on Ampleford. Actually, wait a minute. If we search that name in the database, we should be able to search Ampleford in the database too, right? So let's go. Where's that government website? It's up here. Yeah, right now. There, right here. Ampleford. Hello. Melissa Bethany O'Brien. Head of Operation War is Peace. Yeah, let's keep on doing this. Oh, what now? Are you trying to dig up dirty stuff on me, incriminate me? An admirable plan. If this was your regular Orwell setup, you were an investigator and I was just any advisor, it might even work out. But like I told you, things don't go that way at the office. Your actions are getting you nowhere. Head of Operation War is Peace. One related document found. Take one step further down this road and I will make you disappear. It's a threat, but I'm not sure if this is... Operation War is Peace, Sub-Operation IPT-4. Sub-Operation IPT-4 is part of the larger ongoing Operation War is Peace. The objective is the permanent entrapment in conflict, and by that means the weakening of the cultural and economic society of the rival country Partis in order to ensure peace and prosperity for the nation. Okay, so... Thesis. The initiation of public revolt against the current government is imperative to preventing re-elections in Partis. The key to this is in turn the popular Pargesian blog, The People's Voice, which must be manipulated in order to... Wait. What? The initiation of public revolt against preventing re-elections in Partis. The key to this... Wait, what? They're in... What? Must be manipulated in order to incite more and more hateful articles against President Cassart. Since Editor-in-Chief Rabin Vart shares a history of secret agent Oleg Baquet, Vart will be manipulated into leaking the nation's connections to the agent. An execution of Baquet as a traitor to the nation will be ordered, which is then also leaked to the People's Voice. They intentionally leaked this in order to incite further outrage. The agent is supposed to feel as though they failed after these events in order to encourage further investment into the case. Holy shit. 2A annotation. Vart has taken this bait better than expected and called Agent Baquet directly in order to threaten him. The agent was then advised to move to Prava Secondary School shelter in order to make sure that Vart gets visual evidence of Baquet being neutralized. So this happened all in the first episode. Then the second episode, the Orwell agent exploits the social environment of main subject Rabin Vart in order to prevent his plan. Plan in quotes. Vart is supposed to feel sufficiently threatened, and he is expected to actively try to manipulate his followers with the most outrageous information he can possibly find on Cassart. which is also expected to be depicted in a highly manipulative and exaggerated way. Okay, and then this episode is... It is expected that Prime Minister Blaine will intervene personally once tensions in Parges rise to a certain degree. The agent shall receive full access to the influencer. Got that. After this event occurs and the Prime Minister travels to Parges in order to assist negotiations. The agent will be ordered to destroy Vart's reputation even further, which is expected to calm the situation down. Blaine will be credited as the cause of this alleviation and will be depicted by mainstream media as an ambassador of peace. Not that peace is misspelled here. Again, they gotta QA this game a bit better. In reality, nothing of significance has changed, and Cassart will remain president as preferred by the national government. So basically, they're trying to incite. Oh my God, they were trying to incite. They were trying to incite Raban for their own gains, and then by calming it down later on, then Blaine will get all the credit for that. Thank agent for good work and dismiss her/him. Bloop. This comes as a surprise to you, I take it. Why in the world would the nation warrant this? You're just as naive as any do-gooder. Do you have any idea what vast economic damage the rise of Parges beyond the year 2006 would have caused to the nation? Well, it's all based on the economy, is it? Jeez. We had to act or our country would be where Parges is now instead. Civil war, poverty, and starvation. We have averted all of that for the public good. For yourselves, you selfish pricks. Well, of course. For the public good doesn't mean it's going to be good for anyone. The nation has to come first, always. That sounds familiar too. America comes first. Well, I'm not so dumb as to believe you would grasp what I just told you and change your course of action. You'd never listen. After all, you had been picked specifically because you thought you were in control, that the world revolves around you, Agent. Remember the aptitude test? You wanted to protect people? So naive. The aptitude test was never meant to check for your abilities as an agent. It was meant to check your character for manipulability. So what is your next move now that you have this precious piece of information? Did you hope I would grant you to spread it with the influencer? I'm enjoying far too much you sitting on it, being unable to share it with anyone until we come for you. Okay, so I can't use it in the influencer, but I can upload it to Percoleaks. Where's Percoleaks in here? Percoleaks. There it is. Upload. Boop. It's typing a lot in there. Go. So I guess by uploading this, it is the whole document. So it's kind of assuming that. Percoleaks. I see. You're more clever than I anticipated. This is entirely my fault, I admit. What? Did you expect me to go all, "What have you done, you fool," on you? Why would I do that? You still seem to be clinging to the faint hope you could change a thing in this, make a difference. Your ignorance is delightful, Agent, as it is pathetic. I'll leave it to others to assess what the effects of what you just did, while we take care of the cleanup. In the end, we'll win. We always do. Okay, so this is my last announcement. Alright, let's see what Rabin has to say.
My dear followers, this is going to be my final announcement. Why? Because the truth now lies in your hands. Take a good look at what has just been revealed on Percoleaks. It has been exposed and proven, nonetheless, that the governments of both the nation and Parges are corrupt frauds, responsible blatantly for misleading and killing their own people. It's now public knowledge that these governments are conspiring in order to keep the conflict alive. A long, devastating war that has already cost so many lives. This bloodshed is unnecessary, and it's all for nothing. Nothing but the political power of a few rich, evil, and corrupt men in suits. There is only one logical course of action. I call on you. I challenge you to finally stop believing the lies coming from these corrupt leaders. Power is nothing but a common belief, and it is waning by the minute. Shake off the invisible hand on your shoulder. What becomes of the future is up to you alone. You, the people, need to shape your own truth. And to those of you who listen to me because those men pay you for it, know that your time is finally over. Because the people will rise.
Okay. Do I get any other post-credit screen or anything? It's all blank now. Oh, turning blue. Okay, looks like it's the credits are just gonna roll. I'll just let them play. Usually they, at least in the first game, at the end of the first game, they did show the results of what happened. But, maybe not in this one. This music feels like this is the bad ending or something, but I don't know. I might decide to play this game maybe off stream on my own and try to get a different ending. Maybe try to squash Rabenvart completely. But yeah, this is for some reason I don't get a sense of satisfaction from finishing this game. Well, I mean, at the very least, I feel like I did the right things, at least in terms of my morals. Oh, that's weird. The voice actor for Oleg Bakin and the intervention officer are the same person. So basically they were kind of, when they were arresting Oleg, it was the same guy talking. I guess maybe the point of this is, even after all this, like, in the end, nobody wins. Okay. I'm just gonna let the credits run till the end, see if there's anything else after this. But, yeah, no, this has been... I'm gonna say, I quite enjoyed this. I'm not sure if I'd say it is the same quality as the first game. There were quite a few times, well, there are a lot of grammatical errors, which are pretty minor little complaints. But there was also some times where I felt like I was getting railroaded a lot. At least there didn't seem like there was much choice in what I could do. Is that the end? Okay, back to this blue screen. Okay, we're just gonna load. I'm not sure what's happening. Okay, it looks like we're back on this screen. Days on Duty 3. So what happens if I log in now? Let me double check here. Oh, so I can always go back and play the other episodes if I want to. All subsequent progress will be lost. Okay. But yeah, what happens if I log in now? Because I've completed the game, and there shouldn't be any need for me to log back in. I'll say though that the good things about this game, there's a lot. I like the fact that we are searching. It still has the same stuff in the original game. We're searching people's computers. We're trying to read the context of what has happened. Oh, we go back. Interesting. So we go straight back to the end of the day. Is there anything that I can do then? This is weird. Okay. So there's his last announcement. So if I push this, this will end the game. So let's not push that. Is there anything else I can do, maybe? Maybe something I missed? Hands off. No. Rabinvart's browser history. No. That's kind of weird. Oh, I see. If I want a different ending, I can use this instead. Okay, so you know what? Let's just keep on doing this. Let's try a different ending. So instead of doing that, if I upload this, what would happen? Let's do not Pargesian hero. I mean, I think by this point I've already uploaded the Perco leaks, but I want to see what happens if I do this instead. Okay, so that's going to take an hour to upload. Nope, some other stuff. People's reactions. But does that have an impact on his followers, is the question. I don't know if that's enough. Yeah, it's a big hit, but not humongous. And nothing really happens. Yeah, I don't see anything else happening. It's kind of weird that they've allowed me to do that. Weird. Alright, well, I'm just gonna log out because it doesn't look like there's anything else for me to do. If I click the announcement again, I'm probably gonna get the same ending again, so I'm just gonna log out there. Okay, but as I was saying, yeah, so the same elements from the first game are there. I'm not sure if I really like the influencer part. It only came up in the last part of the game, and I felt like it was mainly like Ampleford was the one that was actually writing up these narratives, and I wasn't happy with a lot of them. So it felt a little railroady to me. Like I felt like it was on rails. It was only until we revealed who Ampleford was, that's when we could break everything down. But I think one of the reasons why I'm not satisfied with the ending is I'm not sure what happens after this. Maybe, again, it's a nice hook to get into the whatever. Then if there's another Orwell game that comes out later, then I'll definitely play it, and because I want to see what happens next. But it sort of leaves the ending. At least the ending I had here is kind of open-ended. Especially those words that Ampleford said, like "we always win." So it's kind of undetermined whether uploading those documents to PercoLeaks actually made any difference. But in the end, I had a lot of fun with this game. There are a lot of good things still of the game. Like I love the music, I love the narrative, I love these sort of decisions that you have to make. I think it makes you think. I think that's the important thing. If it at least makes you think, then I think the game has done its job. So, all right, folks, I think that is the end of today's stream and the end of this playthrough of Orwell, Ignorance is Strength. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this, feel free to follow me on my channel, and also follow me on Twitter, not Blabber, Twitter, where you can check out when I'll be live next, and I'll be posting my schedule there. In terms of next streams, I'm pretty busy this weekend, so I'll be back on Monday, where I'll be starting a new colony in Surviving Mars, and then the Wednesday after I'll be continuing that colony we had in Oxygen Not Included. So pretty much for the next while, I'm just going to be building space colonies on Mars and in asteroids in both those games. So yeah, and also I'll be uploading this episode to my YouTube channel if you need to catch up on that. Yes, Pine, I had some fun. The ending was very open-ended, so I didn't feel as satisfied, but at least I do feel at least that I've made the right decision. At least the decisions that I personally would be comfortable with. So we basically, as long as I just basically stab Amplefer in the back, I'm happy with that, because she was just becoming a bitch toward the end there. So yeah. Okay, folks, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.